I'm hoping you are as excited as I am. I basically left for work this morning. I basically get onto my bike and I put some music on, and usually it's whatever Spotify recommends because I'm really horrible at picking music. I'll sit there literally for about 4 minutes. I could have been halfway to work usually by then. But Spotify gave me a little present, and, well, not Spotify in particular, but Ed Sheeran basically got 2 new singles out! Yay! Don't know about you, but I was also really excited when on Twitter a couple weeks ago, he put up just a blank blue image, which meant that his hiatus was over, new stuff was coming. Super, super excited. So, treat, not just 1 single, but 2. So this is my opinion and review. Welcome. Shape of You and Castle on the Hill are the 2 songs that came out today, this morning. Oh my god, it's so new, so beautiful. Anyway, point is, I have a favorite straight away out of the 2. Castle on the Hill is the one I'm going to talk about first, and because it's my favorite, I really like it, and I mean, I only save the best for last when it comes to dessert. So yeah, Castle on the Hill, great song. I was listening to it, and just the first couple bass notes you can tell are straight away familiar. Not sure why Metro compared it to sort of Mumford & Sons kind of thing. It's a lot less intense because there's not 20,000 mandolin string instrument things in the background going on, so it's a little bit easier to listen to for me. But straight away, yeah, it's got that familiar tone to it, nice bass to it, really, really good, happy tune straight away. So I was already like, yay, it's gonna be a good day, riding my bicycle. I'm a huge, just nostalgia nerd. I always remember things. If you've watched South Park, I'm one of the member berries. But it starts with when I was 6 years old, and it brings up a memory of how, he breaks his leg while his brother was chasing him, blah, blah, blah. Lyrics are lovely, and it's all about basically how he is on his way home, seemingly for the first time since moving away from his hometown, and he's remembering all his friends and family, classmates, acquaintances, anyone that basically is from the little town. It feels like a little town. Obviously if you know Ed Sheeran quite well, he is from the UK, and Castle on the Hill, there's lots of little castles, especially in rural areas. Thornbury is obviously my favorite because Alex is from there. He's lovely. I haven't actually introduced him to you. Vice versa. But whatever, point is, so it always kind of reminds me, in Thornbury there is this little, well, not little anymore, it's called The Tree, and in towns like that everybody knows about things like the Castle on the Hill and the Tree. So it's got that very nice small town feeling to it, which I really, really like. It sets the scene for the whole song. It feels like one of those movie soundtrack songs where everything is super colorful and wonderful and amazing. But yeah, it's even the chorus is one of those happy, happy-go-lucky song-themed tunes. It's almost stuck in my head. But because it's also familiar at the same time, it's not annoyingly stuck in my head. Thank goodness. Earworms are horrible. But yeah, it's just the words, especially that section. I'm on my way, driving at 19 at Old Country Lake, singing to Tiny Dancer. And, he talks a little bit about how when he was 15 years old, you'd get a part-time job, waste the money in a very 15-year-old poor way. And after a while, just before the last chorus hits, he talks about all his friends and what they've been doing all this time. And in a way, I almost wish I was graduating from university this year, because I feel like it would be such a fun song to be sad to because you're graduating. But it's one of those really, really Emotional songs, depending on what you're remembering while you're listening to it. On the surface, it's quite happy, but it depends on what kind of memories you've got to go along with it. Ed Sheeran's are obviously quite nice. Not all of them, though. One of the lines, one of his friends doesn't quite have the best life. A couple of his friends don't really have the best life. Hopefully they're fine now. Fingers crossed. The second song is the one that I'm kind of iffy about. I'm not really sure about it because I didn't realize this. I listened to it once on the way to work, and I was enjoying Castle on the Hill way too much, so I couldn't really concentrate on anything about this new song. But the first the first listen I had to it was kind of like, Ed? Ed? Is that you? Is it? Because it starts off very not Ed Sheeran-like, if that makes sense. It starts out with one of those like steel drum instruments, and like instantly my mind goes to like, oh, it's that tropical house genre that everybody loves. In the background, there's still like the typical Ed Sheeran stuff, which I love. Obviously, things like the guitar strings, and like actually you can hear him tapping on the guitar, which I think is quite nice. That's all great, but it feels like it almost doesn't belong. It feels like the two are competing for attention, which doesn't work out very well. It could just be that like I'm so stuck to thinking Ed Sheeran should just be a guy and a guitar that I just don't like it. It could be just I'm super biased, which everybody is, by the way. The first set of lyrics is, "The club isn't the best place to find a lover." Yeah. It's loud. It's super... How do you get to know anybody in a club? So he says, "So the bar is where I go." And I'm like, nice. Better choice. It's not as loud. Sometimes. Maybe. And... you know, it like goes on to almost like the typical story where like he goes to a bar, they drink a lot, and he sees a girl and they dance pretty much. Good stuff. Good stuff. The song seems a little bit out of place. I don't know. It almost seems like he's not himself. But again, that just could be my prejudice again. Having said that, it's not really a bad song or anything like that. It just might take me some time to get used to it, since it seems like a brand new style for Ed Sheeran to use. While I was looking up lyrics for the song to basically see exactly what they were saying, since the song was so new, it's barely been out a week or a few days, I found an article that Ed Sheeran did with the Metro where they interviewed him and asked him a couple questions about his new single coming out, and he said that Shape of You was actually written for Rihanna, but because he loved the song so much, he basically kept it for himself. At this point, it makes a little bit more sense to imagine Rihanna singing this song, since it's got that tropical house feel to it. That could be why I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting used to the song. It is nowhere near as bad as some of the stuff that came out last year in 2016 with all the really annoying sound effects and pitched vocals, all that sort of thing. So this is still much more organic, I guess you could say, than other music that will come out this year. Just knowing how popular all that stuff is and how everybody uses overuses synths actually. But all in all, it's a good song. I might like it a little bit later. Since it's only been out a couple of days, I haven't really had a proper chance to listen to it since Castle on the Hill kind of stole my heart so quickly. Despite all the stuff that's come out last year, my biggest complaint is that nothing really had a chorus anymore. This song still does, so it's still a good song. Anything without a chorus unbelievably just super annoys me, and there'll be a video coming out on that pretty soon. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you agree. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the songs. Are you excited? If you want to hear me ramble on about more music, that's coming up soon, then subscribe to the channel. See you later. Bye!